to the January video. I just wanted to start with saying welcome to any new viewers that might have come across from a certain channel that I will mention later on in the video. But now the year has started to fully kick into action as the lambs and ewes need moving after celebrating Christmas, New Year and all the festivities back then. So at the beginning bit of this video, just coming up now, we will be showing you how our new way of moving the lambs across a small patch of road. This was a first experience for us, moving them on the road, but actually it went quite well. We had a few people standing on different exits of the road as this was a kind of T-junction. So we blocked one off with a car and we had one person at the front, which was me, with the bucket for the lambs to follow behind. This worked quite well as the lambs were very intrigued by the bucket, so followed very nicely without really straying off too much. They had a quick nibble of the bushes as they went past, but apart from that they behaved very, very well. We did have people on backup just in case, as is always the way with the lambs, but actually it went super well. I'm very happy.
Now they're all happy in the field, eating the grass and finding all different places where the grass is lusher. And then there's a couple here where I chuck some concentrated feed on the floor and they're going for that. Feeding the girls today. The pregnant lot. They're just getting a little bit extra, seeing as they're quite close to popping now. And the grass alone won't sustain them. So they've just got a bucket of feed. Some want a little bit extra. And we've moved them, that was the field that they were in, there's the oak tree. We've just moved them across this side, so we've fenced half the field, so they get the bottom half currently. And then when they run out of this grass, we can move them up to the top half of the field. But they all seem very happy. January, and it's all frozen now. So most of the jobs at the moment just include breaking the ice for the girls as well as feeding them. So I've got a trusty stick with a bit of metal on the end to break through the ice, hopefully. I mean, it'll really freeze in a couple of hours, but while they can have the water, they'll go for it, and then we'll come back and do the same tomorrow if it's frozen again tomorrow, and the day after, and so on and so forth. Pretty solid. Oh, there we go. Feeding the lesser longwalls, and now we've got the addition of 3 lambs, pedigree Southdowns, that we are feeding up, ready for showing, coming up in the spring.
At the end of December, there was plenty of Christmas tractor runs. All of these were for charity, different charities across the different areas because they are pretty much countrywide. The different charities you can donate to at the time, and they quite often do a online link as well as carrying around buckets. But as you can see, all the tractors decide to decorate at this point for Christmas with lots of Christmas decorations. Even Santa has just gone past. Christmas trees, the deer that go on front lawns and stuff, they especially go on the John Deeres, which is play on words, I suppose. But it's a great time of year where everyone gets involved. A lot of money goes to some very good charities, and donations come from all areas because a lot of children obviously love to see the tractors that they wouldn't normally see, especially in the area that we live in. A lot of children that might like the tractors might not be able to see them as regularly as they can on the Christmas tractor runs. They're quite dense within the area, so like there was one different days of the week, but in quite a close area. They were different charities. Quite a lot of small farms organise these nowadays, so it's quite nice to see them come together, and you can actually see the support for the charities that are being shown. I think it's a great thing for the farming community to show that we still care of others.
Feeding the ewes, broken their water as theirs was frozen over, and everywhere was pretty frozen.
At this point, the job was to bolus and check any feet of the lambs. So this was pretty simple. All it took was us penning the lambs up, moving them into the kind of separate pen on the side that we were working in, checking their feet, standing them up, because to check their feet we have to have them tipped on their back, and to bolus them they have to be stood up. We then rotate them and let them out as soon as they're done. As you can see by the ones out in the field, they don't seem to be bothered by it at all. But I will give you a close-up of how we do this in just a second.
Thought I'd come up and give a close-up on the action. We are trimming the feet as some of them are overgrown. So this just involves using the foot shears and trimming the feet down to an acceptable level. And then to prevent scald issues and checking for scald if they have it. And then the next job is the bolusing. Bolus. This is the applicator gun. Bolus is in the end of it, in the end there, and that goes down the back of the throat and straight in. And then there's the sound that you might have been able to hear that it's definitely gone down. After that, we let them out, and then they're free to go with the rest of them. Stayed in the applicator. Heard that. Nice on these. Yeah. And so the full-length arm gloves. I've got them. I need some gloves like that ones. Yeah. That's the triplet. You see the green on it? It's a boy. So it's not a triplet, because Chaos is the triplet boy. That was a proper nod then. It's a tailbag. Now that we have done the bolusing of the lambs, it's time to check on the ewes. We're not feeding them today, but we still got to check on them themselves and walk the electric fence line just to make sure that nothing's come down or anything like that. Make sure it's still up and working, because there is a very busy A road just the other side of those fields, and if they decide to go on an adventure it could end up quite dangerous. Here are the girls. Right, girls. Right, Trips. This is Triplet, my favourite ewe. Right, Trips. And then we've got the rest of them coming up now. They probably think they're being fed, to be fair, but we will feed them. We feed them in every other day at the moment, at this stage of their potential pregnancy. This little girl here, she's quite friendly. And then there's Triplet, obviously. So it's always great when we come up here, because we always get to say hello to them. Makes coming out on a chilly day like today worth it, especially with the sun peeking through and the views that you can get. You can see some of the industrial areas, if my camera focuses. Some of the industrial areas, including some cranes. But yeah, good day to see the girls.
The biggest event of this month has got to be, I was able to go to LAMMA 2025 with my friend Lizzie and the college group. We all got to go as part of a college trip as such, and it was genuinely amazing to see all of the big kit that they have out there, they're even able to get them into these rooms. But most of all, I met the sheep game, Cammy Wilson, which was amazing to meet him, and I was genuinely, he was the nicest person alive and was very encouraging for what my YouTube channel could become. He, if you have seen his YouTube channels, even gave me a shout out. Now that was a couple of weeks ago now that he gave me that shout out, but it has brought a lot of you new viewers in. So if you have come from Cammy Wilson the Sheep Game channel, welcome, and I am excited for this to go forward now. And I also met Charlotte Ashley Farms. That was also a great experience, and I basically made a beeline for her at the CF Moto stand. I was genuinely, it was amazing to meet both of them, and to the point where even Charlotte Ashley Farms has subscribed to your channel was a notification that popped up to my phone that I never could have thought would happen in my life, to be perfectly honest, but I am on top of the world. So I think that was definitely a highlight of this month, and might even at this point be the highlight of the year yet to come. So yeah, I was so happy to see all of them lot and see the unveiling of the CF Moto equipment, which was actually quite high tech for what they are in general, such as having CarPlay in the CF Moto buggies, which my friend Lizzie and I, we both giggled about, as that's obviously a necessity in the buggy, but to be able to have the luxury of it is amazing in today's technology.
So everyone keep an eye out on our socials. You can also sign up for our newsletter online. and also keep an eye on our socials and speak to your local dealer for the latest information. Well, that's it from us, so thank you everyone for your time. You're welcome to have a look around these vehicles.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
One week it decided to snow, which was a great surprise, but it made college adventures such as quad biking quite chilly. It was quite an experience, quad biking at college. They are very hot on safety, so when we get back to the tractors, it's a bit of a laugh because the tractors aren't quite as dangerous as the quad bikes, so we get to practice quite a lot. As you could see just then, boogie and dance in the tractor with friends and mess around pretty much, but in a safe way.
This we have electric fence netting, and Very Blue Fingers have just been treating some of the ewes. But what the plan is, we have made this kind of temporary rectangle, or are making, as I'm lining it up now, for scanning, which is in a couple of weeks' time. Our plan is that the ewes are going to walk up from their field that they're currently in into here. This will be their home for about 24 hours. They'll stay in here. We'll make a little bit of a smaller pen down the bottom for the person who's scanning to come in and scan the sheep, and it means that they can come in, scan, come out, and the only access to this field, road entrance, is there where the pickup is now. So it means we don't have to have the scanner come in, drive all the way up, because it's very wet underfoot at the moment, come in, drive through all the way to the ewes. So this is our plan. Hopefully it works. This field was one of the original fields that the ewes were in. You might recognise it by that tree right in the middle. But they have been into this field, eaten the grass down. So you can see it's not nice lush long grass, they've already been on it. Then we moved over to this side, and then to the field where they're currently in, behind the muck pile. And the plan is, once they've got through the field behind the muck pile, they can have the field where that telegraph pole is, just the other side of this barbed wire, which means in theory they should easily be able to walk into this netted bit and without complaints, and then they'll have this kind of rectangular shape of the field for the 24 hours that they're in here. And then once they have scanned, and hopefully we have good results, we can chuck them back into the other side of the barbed wire. And yeah, that is the plan. Hopefully everything goes along as it should, but it'll be funny if it doesn't, because you guys get to see that. Today is the day where we are moving the lambs out of this field, as they only wanted to slow graze so that the grass doesn't get too short and not grow back perfectly fine. So it's just a case of we're taking down a section of the electric fencing, as you can see now, and then walking them down and into the next field and putting the electric fencing up there. Once they have moved into the next field, we will be taking the entirety of the electric fencing down in this field, as this field will be done with for the winter. And then I think the cows will be coming in here in the spring after calving and stuff. So yeah, that is today's mission.
That's it for this month's video. I hope you enjoyed, and again, welcome and thank you to all new viewers that have come across from Cammy's YouTube channel, and I hope to see you next month. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on your notifications if you enjoyed this video. And as a surprise, I was wondering what everyone got as their scanning percentage this year, as I have heard mixed feelings from everyone, so let me know your scanning percentage if you scan in the comments below, and I will see you next month.